Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be making for you our soap called At the Beach. This is a beachy inspired soap with some pumice in the sand layer to add a little bit of an exfoliating texture. This is a first time that we have used pumice in our soap and it is really an exciting kind of development in our product line. So stay tuned and watch us make this At the Beach soap. Alrighty, let's get this soap making started. This soap is the first soap in our September vacation series. Each of these soaps is inspired by a specific vacation. This one, like the title suggests, is inspired by taking a beach vacation. We love going to the beach, ironically, or maybe not, during the winter time because it is less busy than during any other time of the year, and in the Pacific Northwest the beach basically stays the same all year round, so it doesn't really matter. For this soap, the bottom layer is going to be sandy colored. We are going to add some turmeric powder, which is that yellow powder to the left, and that white powder is actually pumice, so it is pulverized volcanic rock that adds a nice kind of sandy exfoliating texture. Also in this bottom layer is our lye water and our sodium lactate and our plant-based oil blend, which is always in the description box below, along with some ultra sparkle gold mica from Brambleberry to add a little bit of a shimmery effect to this bottom layer, because each of these soaps was kind of like inspired by the ideal vacation in this location. So this is a nice summery, sunshiny day at the beach, not too hot, not too cold. Ideally, no one is around, so it is just your beach with whoever you want to be there. And then to this soap, we are adding Sicilian Sea Breeze from Brambleberry. This has some lemon zest, sea mist notes, myrtle, rosemary, and also some lavender. It is a really delicious fragrance that really embodies kind of that Sicilian beachy kind of coastal vibe, and it puts it all into a fragrance oil, and that is why we chose it for this. We were super excited to utilize that. We also had some sea clay in there, which just added an earthy color tone to this bottom layer. Also, it's a sea-themed, beach-themed soap, so I had to use some sea clay in there. The cool thing with sea clay is it doesn't really add like a green color to the soap batter. It kind of offsets the yellowy tone of soap batter, the like default color, and it kind of like whitens it a little bit, which is really nice. It kind of makes sense because they're on opposing sides of the color wheel, and that's really how you cancel out color, is by using an opposite color, just a skosh of it. As you'll see, I do have two slab molds here. We are making a double batch of soap, and so this soap, I wanted them to be really clean, basically flat layers of the sand color, and then the sky color, which is the next batch of soap we're making here. We'll scrape out the container, make sure everything is nice and even and level, because we're not coming back to this layer until we pour our next batch of soap in. We'll just make sure all those air bubbles are out and everything is nice and level, and then we will start the process over again for the sky layer. And this is an oopsie on my part. We all mess up. I knocked over our blue mica in our oil there. I didn't use it. I cleaned it up. Thankfully, it didn't get on anything except the table, which is super easy to clean, so it's not a really big deal, but it's more annoying than anything else. I skipped adding the fragrance oil and all that to this soap batter because you've already seen that. You don't need to see it again. For the design, I wanted it to be predominantly like a white color with wisps of blue in it, kind of like a sunshiny but a little bit cloudy day. So to the bulk of that soap batter there, I am adding some ultra sparkle white mica to kind of just add a little glimmery shimmer of like sunshine behind clouds. And we'll just hand stir that in. I didn't want to make the soap batter accelerate more than it needed to because I'm going to do an in the pot swirl, and I wanted everything to be a very similar consistency because that's the main goal when you're doing an in the pot swirl there. And then to the pour pitcher, the little glass one there, since I spilled my blue mica earlier, we're just adding a teaspoon of some storm blue mica into that, and then we will use our stick blender there to mix everything up to make sure there's no lumps and clumps. Ideally, this would have been suspended in oil, but we all saw how that ended up, so I didn't get to do that. This video here is the first video that we are using our new camera to film, so if things are a little bit funky, let me know in the comment section down below. This video is pretty in frame and everything looks okay, except it's getting a little hinky here and things are getting a little off kilter. I foolishly thought I knew better than the leveler on our tripod. The camera looked a little cockeyed, but it wasn't. It was just me. So trust your tools. That's the moral of that story. While the bottom layer is pretty well set up, the goal is to make a nice even layer of that sand color and then the sky color. So I am breaking the fall of that soap batter over our scraper there. This fragrance oil did behave pretty well. It didn't accelerate, but it didn't delay the soap batter setting up, so do keep that in mind if you had some more like intricate designs. It also could have been the Snowflake Ultra Sparkle Mica. I have found that accelerates soap batter a little bit. Not a ton, but more than it would if it wasn't in there. It is only the Ultra Sparkle White out of all of the Brambleberry Ultra Sparkle micas that they have that I have found that does that. We will again scrape out this container because we are not coming back to this container either. I will level this out, but I wanted to be pretty careful. I didn't want to disperse that blue too much into the top there. I wanted you to see a little wisps of the blue and the white, and then I will just kind of splat on the remainder of that blue mica that I left in the glass container there to get a little more of that blue color up on the top of the soap bar to add a little bit of visual interest. Like I mentioned, this is our summer vacation collection, and summer is kind of coming to an end. It ends in September, I think, but I might be wrong. I'm not fact checking that. But it's kind of like shifting and transitioning to that like autumnal cozy vibe, but we wanted to get one last summer kind of celebration series in before the like autumn stuff comes into gear. Once I have all of that blue soap batter scraped out, I will drizzle the remnants of the blue mica that was suspended in oil over the top of this. There was like a teeny tiny bit, but that actually worked great for what I kind of had in mind. I wanted to have a little extra shimmer to the top of the soap. And then we will zoom in our camera there, get out our bar spoon, and then just do some really kind of random spoon pushes. Not swoops. I kind of was inspired by like an ocean wave or like a turbulent sea, but like way out. So it's not disturbing your beach vacation. It just is adding a nice kind of ambiance to the whole experience, and that's what this was meant to achieve, and I do think it did a pretty good job of that. The nice thing with using a bar spoon that wasn't intentional to me is that it is like spiraled up at the top to make it easier to stir your drinks, and it works great to kind of randomize the spoon swoops on your soap to texture them. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, is I'm using the kind of swizzliness of the spoon to randomize the top design of this soap, and I think it really turned out beautiful. Once we are done texturing the top of our soap, we will spritz it with some rubbing alcohol, tuck it away for 24 hours with the lid on it, and then it is time to unmold and see how everything turned out. One strange thing with this fragrance is the actual mold was a little oily after I unmolded it. The soap itself was set up, so I don't know what the deal was with that, but there wasn't any kind of weird anything else. So I'm going to chalk it up to an anomaly because it was only one of our 2 slabs, and as you saw, I made them at the exact same time, so maybe there was some extra water in the slab, silicone liner, or something like that. We will break down our slab into loaves, 3 of them, plus a little kind of extra bonus, and then you can see that really pretty, beautiful, even layered design, which was exactly what I was going for. We will get out our cafeteria tray. We got larger cafeteria trays, and these work great for letting your soap cure and also making it easy to carry them around. They're also dishwasher safe, which is amazing because washing soap dishes by hand while it is soap is kind of the bane of our existence, so any way we can make that easier is better. And then we will just speed up the slicing here and get our Day at the Beach soap cut up. I am super thrilled with how the turmeric, which is the only colorant plus a little bit of that Ultra Sparkle Gold Mica, turned the bottom layer into sand color. It is exactly what I had in my mind's eye. And if you've been watching, we did a bonfire soap, and I'll put a card up in the corner, also colored with some turmeric to add a really nice kind of flamey color, and we just adopted it for this as well. So I'm a little bit obsessed with that additive right now, so you'll probably see that more and more in our collections. I did make an unscented beer soap with it as well for a test. But that is it. That is our Day at the Beach soap, which will be for sale September 1st online and in person. If you do want to get soaps or candles of the month from us, check out our website for details on becoming a subscriber. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below your favorite place to go on a summer vacation, and subscribe so you can see what we come up with next. Bye.